Hello friends, my name is Shivam from Devops Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials on any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopschool.com.
And today we will be learning briefly about Terraform automation. Though, so we will in that we will go through what exactly Terraform is, what it does, what are which are its competitors, and how it differs from them. Okay, the language it uses for that coding to create the infrastructure. There is a concept called state file, okay, which takes care of all the state, which takes care of what we have created, what infrastructure we have created in actual, the life cycle it follows, providers, and so this will be a bit of kind of introduction about Terraform, which will be followed by the actual demos, where we will see how we create a basic, means first installing the Terraform, then creating a basic uh, infrastructure using basic Terraform script, then how to write that script in a proper manner. So we will go step by step and write the same script with more details in okay. Then we will add some more details, like the first script which we have written. Here we will be creating infrastructure in AWS. I hope you guys have already gone through AWS introduction and you understand things like EC2 server or RDS, etc. Can you guys note? That's what I was informed. Am I right? Anyone? All right. Thank you, Anupam. Okay. Then we will see some additional things, like how we can use multiple providers within a single configuration file. So like we can create repositories in GitHub using Terraform. Okay, and then there are another concept called provisioning. Okay, which we'll have a look at. So this will be a brief agenda of this 3 to 4 hours time which we have. We will take around 15 to 20 minutes break in between, okay, at appropriate time. All right, guys, so let's start. So infrastructure as code, why it is necessary, or why it's needed in today's and today's software environment, the way we work. It's miss The speed is the essence. Okay, uh, speed is there, then we need uniform environment. So you some of you who are there in the software industry for long might recall that we used to create environments like our dev environments. There we used to do our work, we used to do unit testing, followed by we used to go into integration environment or UAT environment. We used to test our work there, and then we used to go into production. But sometime what happens, the production, when we put the same code which was working in UAT or in integration, when we put that uh, into the production, it doesn't work. The reason being, there are the way UAT or integration environments were created, they were not very similar to the production environment, or production environment didn't have certain dependencies which were all present in the UAT or integration environment. As a result, uh, problems happens in the production environment, and we have to roll back our changes. Then there is another challenge is you create environment, okay, manually. You go in, you have either on, means it's on premise or in the cloud. You go there, you create a server, you create the database server, you create all the connectivity, you do all those things, and every time you do this, you you have to maintain a checklist, and it takes equal amount of time. So if it is taking a day or two to create a particular environment, next environment will take approximately same amount of time because you're doing it manually. Okay, now comes infrastructure as code, where you code the infrastructure once, okay, run in different environments, okay, and it will take 5 to 10 minutes in creating absolutely same configuration in that particular environment. And you can bet that this environment is absolutely same as the other environments, be it UAT, be it integration, production will match. So your chances of
Hey viewers, our Master in DevOps engineering program can help you to hone the skills necessary to succeed in high level DevOps positions. So, what are you waiting for? Enroll now and earn certification that show you are keeping pace with today's technical roles and requirements. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
success of your code working in production immediately improves multifold. Okay, so these are the some of the benefits. So speed and uniformity when means which infrastructure as code provides us. Okay, uh, so as I said, Terraform is not the only infrastructure as code tool which is available. There are others. So Ansible is one of them. Even Chef is there. Then there are some proprietary tools for AWS CloudFormation, or for Azure, it's Azure Resource Manager, which does the same work. Okay, but okay, so when it comes to Ansible is more of a configuration tool. Okay, it does create the infrastructure. It can create the infrastructure, but its specialty is not creating the infrastructure. Its specialty is configuring that environment after that uh, environment has been created. Whereas Terraform is an orchestration tool, or it's an environment creation specialization tool. Okay, this is the basic difference between Terraform and Ansible. And now why I'm saying so, that it means they differ. So one of the basic difference between Terraform and Ansible is that Terraform, when Terraform creates the infrastructure, it keep tracks of that infrastructure in form of state files. Okay, I will show you that state file, how it looks like, how it keeps the infrastructure Terraform has created. When we will do the demo later on, I will show that to you. Whereas Ansible doesn't do that. It definitely will create the infrastructure for you, but then it forgets about it. Okay, then it's up to you how you need to, because its main task is, Ansible's main task is configuration. So it configure the environment. If you want to install any applications into the into that environment, that infrastructure you have created. You need to install any packages, any softwares. That's where Ansible specializes. You can configure those packages up to any level. Okay. Then comes the CloudFormation and ARM, that is Azure Resource Manager. They are proprietary tools. So CloudFormation goes for AWS and ARM goes for Azure, and they work absolutely fine. But the problem is that nowadays multi-cloud is a very common thing, okay, among big organizations, where means based on different advantages, they work either on Azure or on AWS or on Alibaba, Google Cloud. It could be cost advantage, it could be the kind of facilities provided, or the regions where these their facilities are available. That could be anything, but multi-cloud is a norm nowadays. Now, if you have a multi-cloud culture in your company, then if you have to work with CloudFormation and Azure, you have to learn different languages. So means one may work in YAML, other may work in JSON. So, and the third one may work in some other language. So that will be a complexity. Okay, so you have to understand new tools to work with this or proprietary tools. So that's where Terraform is a better tool. Okay, it it gives you that facility to work with different cloud providers, uh, different what you say SaaS providers, software as a service. Okay, so only thing is you have to use a single, you have to just learn about a single language which is really simple, okay, which is called HashiCorp configuration language, or SCL. Okay, this is again created by HashiCorp, uh, which created Terraform. So this particular language is specific for Terraform. Okay, it's really simple. There is means once you see it, you will be able to use it. Means there is means it's not very complicated in nature. So it's just getting used to it. And HashiCorp has provided uh, so rich documentation for each and every resource you created. So in terms of Terraform, whatever you're creating in any cloud or in any SaaS, it's called as resource. So, and HashiCorp provides very rich documentation for all the resources, small to small resources which you need to create in cloud. HashiCorp provides you very rich documentation for that. So much so that you don't need to even write the code. Okay, you just Miss HashiCorp language is such that what you do is you just copy the module from their documentation, paste it, configure it as per your requirement, in the sense like you have to provide the, like if I say you have to create an EC2 server, so just provide the VPC or subnet, security groups, name of the AMI. So all those configuration details you just configure and you're good to go. Okay, you is generally nowadays you don't need to type it line by line unless you are unless you want that to do it, up to you. But means generally you can just copy and paste that modules and you can just configure that. Okay, state file I have already informed you, and we will look into details of state files once we start the demos.
Hey viewers, trying to get into DevSecOps? Enroll for our DevSecOps certified professional programs and earn the certification that shows you are fit for these technical roles and requirements. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
Any doubts so far, anyone?
So you're saying that the difference between Terraform and Ansible is that Ansible Terraform records the infrastructure, and Terraform, I guess even if because it has multiple providers, that same Terraform code you could take to the cloud to a different like from AWS cloud to Google Cloud. And is that how Terraform is different from Ansible?
In fact, no. Even Ansible provides that facility to you. Means it doesn't say providers. Even with Ansible, you can work with different cloud providers, different SaaS providers. That's not the basic difference. Basic difference is uh, Terraform is okay. In a very layman language, if I say Terraform is infrastructure creation specialized tool. Okay, so its specialty is creating in the infrastructure, all the any kind of resources you need to create, okay, for your applications. Okay, it can also install. So like you created a server, now you want to install for like Apache or Nginx in that server. Terraform can do that for you, but Terraform is again not that rich or not that specialized in installing those applications and giving you rich feedback. Okay, if in case something went wrong while installing the application, it will not give you that much details unless you get into the server and so see the logs. Whereas Ansible will give you all those details in detail, all that feedback in detail. Okay, because Ansible is more on the configuration side. It's again, Ansible is not an infrastructure specialization creation specialized tool. It's more of the configuration. So once infrastructure is created, you need to configure the application, you need to configure certain packages. That's where Ansible is more powerful.
Okay, that makes that makes sense on what the differences are. Thank you.
Welcome. Anyone else, or we should move ahead? All right, I'll take it as yes to move ahead. Okay, life cycle of Terraform. So the basic, so there are 4 CLI commands that Terraform has. Again, guys, I'm just going through a bit of theoretical part. We will definitely start demo after this theoretical part is over. Okay, so this will help in understanding what, when I start demo, you will be able to relate it. Okay, so basically 4 CLI commands with which you can do most of the work with Terraform. Okay, so is Terraform init, Terraform plan, Terraform apply, and Terraform destroy. So Terraform init, as it names suggests, it initializes Terraform. Okay, how you need to create an EC2 instance in AWS. Okay, or you need to create a virtual machine in Azure. Okay, for that you need to connect Terraform to your AWS environment or Terraform to your Azure environment. And how that will happen? That will happen with the help of a plugin called Provider. Okay, see, be it Terraform, be it Ansible, be it CloudFormation, be it ARM or Azure Resource Manager, way to create resources is one. All these tools call the corresponding APIs within those cloud environments. Okay, so like if uh, for example Terraform needs to create EC2 server in AWS, then Terraform needs to call API related to EC2 server. Okay, now for that it has to connect with AWS first. That work is done by the provider. Okay, so here in case of AWS, we will use AWS provider. In case of Azure, we will use Azure provider. In case of GitHub, we will use GitHub. And likewise, there are approximately 200 providers which Terraform currently support. And the beauty of Terraform is you can create your own provider as well. Okay, so if there is some environment or something which Terraform doesn't support, it helps you to create the provider for that. Okay, so we'll see that later. So Terraform init, what it does, whatever provider we have defined in our code, so like AWS provider, if we have defined, it will download all the definition of that providers in the local repository or the local project which you have created. I will show that to you again in the as part of the demo. So initializing is basically getting connected to the specific cloud provider or specific SaaS provider. Okay. Once it establishes that connection, Terraform plan is the next statement which we generally execute. Okay, it's optional, but it's always advisable to execute that. Why? It gives you a plan. Okay, what Terraform plans to create in the AWS or Azure or Google. Okay, so it will show you all the resources it's going to create. It's going to create EC2 server, it's going to create RDS, it's going to create security group, it's going to create any rules, any VPC, subnet, anything. It's going in terms of GitHub, if it's going to create a repository, it will show you all those things that what it's going to create. So you can go through that and you will be sure, okay, it's going to create what I expect it to create. That's how Terraform works. Okay, so you review that plan. Okay, once you are sure it is good enough, or it's what it's going to create what you expect it to create.
Hey viewers, are you looking for formal training on SRE practices? Take our SRE program. This course will teach you how to successfully implement site reliability engineering in the modern day 24/7 services. Kickstart your SRE training today. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
You can go ahead with the Terraform apply. So Terraform plan just shows you what it is going to create. No changes are made, no actual changes are made in the cloud provider or any SaaS provider. So it's just a plan at the moment. Then comes the Terraform apply, where this plan will be executed. So it will, once you say Terraform apply, it will again show you all the same components which it showed you at the time of Terraform plan, but now it will ask you a question. Should I go ahead? Yes or no? Okay, you say yes, it will go ahead, will create all those components. If you say no, it will just abort that execution. Okay, this is how Terraform apply works. And then the last thing is Terraform destroy, where if you now if nowadays it's when we work with the cloud providers, it's like leasing the resources from those cloud providers, and if we are done with our work in some way, or if we don't need the resources for some reason, we can destroy them. Okay, so Terraform destroy helps us in doing that. Okay, any doubts, any questions, anyone?
Yeah, so you're saying on Terraform apply that it executes the plan, but we have a choice that just before it executes, there's an like a yes, like yes or like a yes or no.
That's
okay. And what Terraform destroy is that like when you're using Terraform, but let's say that you're not using a cloud provider, but you're using something like a VMware. Would all the same, and then you're building your infrastructure on VMware, or like everything would be the same process as you're
Absolutely.
working. Okay.
It will work and in the same way on VMware as well. Okay.
Okay.
So these are 4 basics commands. That's why I've taken this, because this work exactly the same way for all kind of environments where you want to work, even for VMware. So these 4 commands will work like that. Got it?
Got it.
Okay, great. Okay, I'm just covering a bit more on the providers. So as I said, there are specific providers for the specific environment. So for AWS, there will be an AWS provider. For Azure, it will be Azure. For VMware, it will be specific. For GitHub, it will be GitHub provider, like that. So how does it work? Okay, so I just wanted to show that to you pictorially, so that means it's more clear to you when you're actually working with this. So we write the configuration files. Mainly these are with the most of these files are with the extension TF. Okay, so there are some more extensions. I will show that to you when we go for the demo. Okay, so these files contains this definition for this provider, specific provider, either AWS or GitHub, whatever. Okay, now when we say Terraform init it, and we provide those credentials for that particular uh, environment like AWS or Azure, it goes ahead, this provider goes ahead and connects with that particular environment. It calls the API for that particular resource which you want to create. So as I said, if you want to create an EC2 resource, okay, so it will call using that AWS provider, it will call that API. Okay, and as a result, that particular resource will be created in that particular environment. So this work is done exactly the same way by all the tools. Okay, be it Ansible, be it CloudFormation, be it ARM, they work in exact same way. They make API calls, okay, for the specific resources. Okay, and the provider works that because provider understand that how to make call to those APIs. Okay, and then as I told you already, there are over 200 providers available, which are ready to use providers for different kind of uh, resources, like be it VMware or Azure, AWS Cloud, Google Cloud, GitHub, etc. And you can create your own providers as well if a specific provider is not provided by Terraform. Okay, fine. This was more or less the theoretical part. Let's start with the demo. Okay, so in the demo part, first of all, what we will do is we will create, or we will install Terraform. Okay, so uh, who is the administrator? Can you help me removing this thing from the top? Sorry, I've not used this earlier. Let me try that.
You want to create any EC2 sensor?
No, I just need to remove this this banner. Okay, so because this is a bit what to say disturbing. I'm not able to go where I want to. This is going inside. Can I hide it in some way? No. Okay, anyways, let me. So, everyone, so we will just do the Terraform install. We will go to terraform.io. Okay, from where we will download the CLI corresponding to your operating system. So you have it for almost all the operating systems: Mac, FreeBSD, Linux, Solaris, Windows. So I'm going ahead with Windows. Installation is is almost same for all the operating systems. Okay, and very simple. You have to just download it. I have already done that. Okay, and then you will extract it. Terraform.exe. Wherever you want to keep it, just keep it. I'm just keeping it in C drive. I'm just creating a folder called Terraform. So if I try to run it, well, no, this is, let me, okay.
Thanks for watching. Want to study further? Join our training programs today.